Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to Telling Time. On this channel, I like to give the spotlight to watches that need more attention because the big brands have already got it covered. So if you're interested in field watches, microbrands, or just unique designs, then you better pay close attention because today I'm looking at something very different. The Light One by Schofield Watch Company. A British-made watch that presents a fresh take on the field watch aesthetic. Giles from Schofield has lent in the watch for me to spend some time with and review, and I'll be sending it back to him after this. So as always, thanks to Giles for letting me bring my review to you guys. And if you're enjoying my watch reviews, do leave a like, comment and subscribe, and it'll go a long way to helping me bring you more independent and unfiltered content. But without further ado, let's get into it. Starting with the brand, Schofield is a small independent watchmaker based in Sussex, England. It was founded by Giles Ellis in 2011, and ever since then, the brand has carved out its own distinct identity in the world of microbrands. Schofield's watches aren't about reviving vintage references or chasing trends. They're tailor-made pieces trying to convey storytelling, creativity, and inspired design. Giles designs every model in-house in limited batches, and so there is a sense of personalization to every watch. It's not just a timepiece, it's a design object, a passion project. And the Light One really carries the DNA forward in a new, pared-back way. Let's do a quick unboxing. The Schofield's Light One comes in a pretty unique and utilitarian packaging. On the cover, you can see the words Schofield's Light, General Purpose Field Watch, and on the back, there is a bit of a blurb around eco-friendly packaging. Opening the cover, you see some really cool and well-designed cards and instruction manuals. Taking off the cork cover reveals the two watch straps that come with the watches, as well as a cool looking screwdriver for adjustment. And taking off this round piece here finally reveals the watch head. Overall, I think that this packaging is really clever, and as a lover of figurines like Gundam, I really enjoyed the unboxing experience. I also like how you need to apply the strap on the watch, and the cork case and lid and manual cards just bring home the message of the watch as a custom creation and gives a personalized unboxing experience as opposed to opening a fancy but standard watch box. So let's take a closer look at the watch. The watch measures in at 40mm by 48mm in this integrated monoblock style sandblasted steel case. The watch thickness is 13.5mm including the boxed sapphire crystal, and the lug width is 22mm. The aggressive design of the watch gives it a feeling of robustness, but also elegance, as you can see the finer details like the curved lip of the bezel and short blocky lugs. And with the case profile and box crystal, I think Schofields did a great job at creating that field watch aesthetic in the case design. In hand, you really get the feeling that it's a custom design creation, rather than being made from stock parts. The dial is a lacquered grey color and features concentrically orientated numerals in a raised outer ring. The inner ring has the Schofield's Lighthouse logo at 9 o'clock and the text for their brand at the 4 o'clock. The handset is really unique, and I can only describe it as an extended paddle handset, but certainly appreciate the thickness of the hands for legibility. The seconds hand in the watch is a needle-style seconds hand with a red tip and a circular counterbalance. And a hidden secret on the watch is the GMT hand. Yes, this watch has a Seiko NH34A GMT movement, giving it 44 hours of power reserve and true GMT functionality. The GMT hand is again tipped in red for legibility. Overall, the dial design kind of reminds me of the Longines Heritage Classic Tuxedo, with those numerals on the outer ring. I think that Giles did a great job with a subtle nod to vintage field watches, but in his own modern way. Giles mentioned that the design of the light one is inspired by the austerity, endurance, and precision of lighthouses, and it definitely comes through with the largely sterile dial and lone elements such as the dot on the GMT hand. The hands are filled with C3 superluminova and are actually super bright, but not having lume on the numerals is a bit of a missed opportunity and renders the lume application kind of useless in my opinion. Turning it to the side, you can see that the case is rather flat and has a pretty unique signed screw-down crown at the 4 o'clock. The screw-down crown gives the watch 200 meters of water resistance, which is fitting for its tool watch functionality. Turning it to its back reveals another design highlight, which is the custom lighthouse graphic beneath a layer of mineral crystal. The image looks awesome, and a cool detail is that it is ensured to align the right way up 12 to 6, which is probably a pet peeve for some people when the case back image doesn't align the right way. Putting it on wrist, as you can see, it has a large wrist presence. The watch with strap weighs 96 grams, which isn't the heaviest, but the watch head itself does feel very substantial, yet not overly cumbersome. The thick bolster strap is really sturdy on the wrist and balances out the heavier watch head well. Looking down the barrel, you can see that the case is a bit chunky and blocky, but I feel like that was designed intentionally for that robust tool watch feel. Overall, I think this watch will wear great on wrists starting from 6.5 inches and above, and it probably looks perfect on a 7.5 inch wrist. Wearing this watch for a few days really made me appreciate it in a new way. The silver color scheme and case design made it feel quite modern and futuristic, and there is definitely a noticeable presence and flair that comes with the watch in the best of ways. The strap was pretty stiff at its bolstered edges, and I couldn't help but feel that the watch was designed for more well-endowed people in the wrist size department. Alright, let's talk about the pros of the watch. First would be the original design. As mentioned before, getting the watch in hand, I could feel that it was a high quality, personally designed piece. From every single minute detail like the swooping bezel, the box sapphire crystal, strap choice, notchless case back and case back art, you can really feel that this is a custom piece and has a message and theme that Schofield's wanted to convey rather than being a stock standard watch. I can see this watch flying under the radar, but having an interesting enough design that watch people would want to do a double or triple take. The second pro of the watch is its functionality. Aside from having a beautiful design, the watch is ultimately a tool and field watch. From the sandblasted case to the numerals and large hands, shrouded crown guard, and short stocky lugs with 200 meters of water resistance, this watch is intended to be a watch that you can trust and put through its paces. The added functionality of the GMT movement is the cherry on top, making it incredibly versatile and useful. I can see this watch being a great daily driver that you can take to most occasions without it looking out of place. As for the negatives, I'm going to clear the air first and go through the pricing. At £2,190, this watch is a serious investment for most people, And knowing the watch community, I already know that people are going to kick up a fuss about charging that price for a stock Seiko NH34A GMT movement. And I have to agree, to be honest. Although I know and respect the cost of getting a high quality custom creation, I do think that the price tag calls for a better movement than the Seiko NH34A. The only point where the watch didn't feel particularly solid was in its movement actuation, which is a shame. The second con for me is actually the heavily boxed sapphire crystal. For a field watch, legibility is paramount, and the boxed sapphire crystal on the light one leads to a lot of distortion right at the edge where the numerals are, which at times cause legibility issues. While I do like the boxed sapphire crystal, I feel that perhaps going with the flat crystal could have been better for legibility and utility. And finally, it's a bit of a minor thing, but I don't like the GMT movement choice in the watch. While I do appreciate the functionality, my particular watch enthusiast brain just doesn't feel like a GMT movement in a field watch is right. I feel the GMT hand sticks out a bit unnaturally in an otherwise beautifully sterile dial, and perhaps without the GMT movement, the watch thickness could be reduced, and the time-only utility of the watch could be highlighted. So, who is this watch really for? This watch is probably for more seasoned collectors who have some available funds to put into unique custom pieces. It's for people who are over the luxury brand hype. People who are beginning to view watches as creative expressions, not just tools or flex pieces. If you're into design, art or architecture, this watch will probably speak to you. And if you want something that starts conversations and feels truly unique, the light one delivers that in spades. So that was my review of the Light One by Schofield Watch Company, a brand that you probably never heard of, but one that dares to do something different. What do you think? Is it too unconventional to be a field watch, or is it just right? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button, and if you're into unfiltered, honest watch content, consider subscribing to Telling Time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.